Today we are talking about my favorite travel camera bag. What is going on, everyone? If you're new around here, my name is Finn Badgley. I'm a commercial fashion, portrait photographer, and all-around content creator. And today I'm talking about my favorite camera bag, probably, but most importantly, my favorite travel camera bag of all time. Now, this is a camera bag that I've had for about 4 years now. I picked this up actually when I was still in college, and it has served me super well ever since, and that is the Incase DSLR Pro Pack, I believe it's called. Full name will be down here. So that is this guy right here. I have it in the black colorway. I don't know if they have a special name for it, but it's black. So that's what I'm going with. And here is going to be an honest review after using this for 4 years, and also why I've been using this for 4 years and why it's my favorite camera bag. So jumping right in, the look of this thing is absolutely fantastic. It's a great size, especially for a travel camera bag. It can fit just about everything I need, minus like my strobe lights and stuff, which if I'm doing a larger shoot, I usually have in a separate case anyways, or I'll just pack everything into like a larger, low pro, very large camera bag, or something like a Pelican case or something like that, if I don't have them in separate bags. But besides that, this guy handles about everything I need it to, and it looks super stealthy. If you saw me walking with this guy, you would not think, oh, that's a camera bag that has $10,000, $15,000 worth of camera gear in it. You would not think that at all. Super stealthy, and it works pretty well as an everyday bag as well. You can see this guy, it's super sleek, pretty modern, and really does not stand out, which I absolutely love. Now, it has this handy dandy back access here for all your precious camera gear. Opens up, you can lay it flat, and you have a couple back pouches in there as well for different little bits and bobs that you need along the way. But let's say you're on the move and you need to access your camera quickly and you don't want to lay the bag on the ground. They have this handy dandy little top access here. Open that up and you can get your camera right away up top. It's super handy. Something actually when I was looking into this that I didn't think I would be a fan of, but I use all the time and I absolutely love it for this reason. Then we have our main other big compartment here. You open that up and you can put a whole bunch of stuff in here. You can fit a 15-inch MacBook in here. I don't have the new 16-inch MacBook Pro yet, so I can't say for sure if this will hold that, but I imagine it probably would because my 15-inch fits in there with a bit of room as well. You have an extra pocket here for something like a tablet or something like that. I usually will have my laptop and then my iPad in there as well. You got a couple more different pockets here, stuff like color balance cards, yada yada. And you have a big wide open pocket here as well if you need to stash any clothing, any extra additional bits and bobs, and that sort of thing. And then up top, if you have any little tiny pieces that you don't want to get lost anywhere else, or anything that is separate from a lot of your camera gear, you have this little guy up top as well. That is just a nice, quick and easy access point there. And something else that I love is you don't really have to use this as a camera bag. Yes, it's organized so that you have a big pocket up front and you have a big pocket in the back, and that big pocket is mainly where you'd put all your camera gear. It's all Velcro with the dividers and everything, but you don't have to use it for that. I've used this for a travel bag just when I needed a nice backpack to carry around, and it works super well for that reason as well. Then in the front, you have another little slide here if you want to stick something like a notebook or something like that in. I do love sticking notebooks and that kind of thing in there just to have on the go if I need to write down any notes, anything like that. And then on the side here, we have a little tiny hidden pocket here, something like a passport you can slide in there, something nice and easy. And then we have a little water bottle holder here. Now, the one thing about this is it doesn't expand. It's not like an elastic material. So if you have a larger water bottle, it won't fit. Or if this is really packed to the brim, it's gonna be pretty tight getting a water bottle in there. But if you're using something pretty small, you can probably get away with it. I have a couple thinner water bottles, and that's usually what I'll use whenever I'm walking around with this guy. And sometimes even then I still do need to fight with it a bit. So if you're somebody that likes to carry around a large water bottle on the side of your camera bag, this is maybe not the one for you. But with that in mind, on the other side, we have a couple straps to hook a tripod on. These do not clip or anything. They're just these little pull guys that you can loosen and tighten as you need to. And then over here we have on the straps, you got the little chest strap. You don't have the big wide one that comes around more your waist. They just have the nice little one on the chest, which I always enjoy. And then they have a couple of these little straps here that you can hook something on. I have my little capture clip version 2 on there for if I'm carrying my camera around and just want to pop that sucker on there. And that's pretty much it. Now, the one thing I will say, after using this for 4 years, some of the stitching along here on the top is actually starting to come undone. I did re-sew it once a little while ago, and it's kind of coming out a little bit more. I'll get a tighter shot of that just so you can see it. But after 4 years, I have put this thing through the ringer, and I'm surprised that this is all that I'm noticing wear and tear wise. Like, I will pick it up and throw it over my shoulder and grab it like that and throw it over like it's nothing. So the fact that that is starting to tear a little bit over the years, it makes sense. And I'm not super upset by that. I'm glad I noticed it early on enough so where I can sew it and make sure it's all good. This is a super comfortable, super great size bag. You can use this as a carry-on or something like that if we're ever allowed to fly again on the regular. So something to keep in mind there if you like to fly with your camera gear. This is a perfect size for that as well. Plus, you can always throw a couple extra clothes and whatnot in that front compartment, and that way you're covered if you like lose your luggage or something crazy. But that is my full review of this camera bag and why it is my favorite camera bag that I have used, especially if you're looking for something of a more travel camera bag. This isn't as expensive as some, and it's not as cheap as others. It's kind of in that mid-range. I think the price point of it is really great. When I got it, it was around like $200 Canadian, which would be like 160 American, I think, depending on the conversion rate. But I'll update the price now because it's been like 4 years. So it might be more, it might be less, who knows? But the padding on it is great. The straps, I've never had an issue attaching a tripod or anything like that, even if it is a heavier duty one. And it's pretty much taken everything that I could throw in it. Now, sometimes I do need a bigger camera bag, and that's when I will go with like my lower pros and stuff like that. But this is honestly great. Now, the one thing is, if you're using a pro body, something with a battery grip, it won't really fit properly in there unless you lay it face down, because it's not as deep. I have deeper camera bags for this reason, but if you're using something like a pro body, like a 1DX, EOS R3, anything like that, at least on the Canon side, you might want to look at something a little bigger or something with a deeper pocket like that. I would almost have preferred if they made a little smaller of that big front pocket and made this a little deeper so you can fit some larger gear in there. But that's kind of my one little nitpick with this guy. And after 4 years of using it, if that's my one complaint, I think they're doing pretty good. I think Incase did an amazing job with this camera bag. I'm not sponsored by them. I've just been using this guy for quite a while, have put it through the ringer, and want to show you guys why I love this bag so much. So I hope you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it, especially if you've been looking for a kind of mid-tier travel camera bag that can fit just about everything you can throw in it. Drop a comment if you like this kind of thing and want to see more camera bag reviews from me in the future. Maybe I could even do a little what's in my camera bag, because you know I haven't done one of those yet. So if you want to see something like that, let me know. Maybe, just maybe, I'll make one. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos so you never miss an upload. Work hard, rest often, and as always, my friends, I will see you on the next one.